it's Lindsay with ConceiveEasy, and today we're going to talk about the signs and symptoms of a twin pregnancy. So these are just going to be a few things that you can look out for if you think you might be carrying twins. First thing to look out for would be higher HCG levels. Now, HCG levels are tested for at your doctor's office. It's a simple blood test, and not everyone's going to automatically get an HCG test. They happen early on in your pregnancy and typically only happen for women that have undergone fertility treatments or have had miscarriages in the past. So if you don't get an HCG test, totally fine. There's nothing wrong with you. Your doctor isn't doing anything wrong. But if you do happen to get one, you can check for your levels. And if your levels are very high very early on and are doubling very fast, that could be a sign of twins. Some women experience excessive morning sickness very early on in their pregnancies. I think typically morning sickness hits right around like 6 to 8 weeks. So if you are experiencing really bad morning sickness before that, like around 4 weeks, then that could be a sign of twins. If you're measuring large for your gestational age, definitely a sign of twins, because you got 2 babies in there instead of 1. You're gonna have to expand a little bit faster than you would if you're carrying a singleton. Another one would be if you're experiencing early and frequent fetal movement. Typically for your first pregnancy, women tend to experience their first fetal movement anywhere between like 18 and 20 weeks. But if you're experiencing that a lot sooner and a lot more frequent earlier, that definitely could be a sign of twins. Like if you experience a kick or a movement real low in your belly and then something up real high, definitely could be a sign of twins, because if you don't think the baby's quite as big as your whole stomach is yet. And then mother's intuition. If you think you might be having twins, you just might be. And also take a look at your family history, because if you've got twins on your side or your partner has twins on his side, that can definitely play a role in whether or not you guys will have twins. Now, everything that I've talked about so far is not a fail-safe way to know if you've had twins or not, or to know if you're carrying twins or not. But I do have 2 ways that can be pretty concrete and tell you 100%. The first one would be using your fetal Doppler, or having the doctor use the fetal Doppler. Now, if you're not a pro at using one, you might get a false reading, but you'd be able to pick up 2 separate heartbeats on the fetal Doppler, so that could tell you either way whether you're having 1 or 2. And then, of course, the ultimate fail-safe way to know if you're having twins is an ultrasound. Ultrasounds typically happen about 8 to 10 weeks, I think, is about the earliest that a doctor will do an ultrasound. Unless you've experienced problems in the past, then you might be able to get one earlier. But at 8 weeks, you can definitely see the baby on the screen, and it would be very easy to tell if you're having a singleton or twins. So those are just a few ways that you would be able to know if you're carrying twins. So kind of keep an ear out. If you're early in your pregnancy and you think you might be experiencing twins, there are definitely some signs out there that could lead you one way or the other. So good luck, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye!